This is the demo video for our NC TSA State's video game design submission, Tumble. Tumble is a 2 to 4 player tower building strategy game in which players compete to create the tallest tower. The game initially prompts for player names, which can be submitted via the input bars in the menu. Players can be added or removed via the Add Player button and their respective X buttons. Once all players are added and named, the game can be started via the Start button. Once the scene is loaded, the player can see the initial platform for Player 1. Once Player 1 has positioned themselves at the computer, they can hit the play button to start their turn. This will spawn 3 random blocks, as well as start a countdown timer indicating the time left in the turn. During the allotted time, the player has the freedom to rearrange blocks however they would like. Blocks can be lifted and released via the left mouse or trackpad buttons. Rotation is also possible via the Q and E buttons on the keyboard. Finally, the player is able to scroll up and down using the scroll wheel on the mouse or the trackpad on a laptop. After Player 1 finishes placing blocks, if the timer has not yet ended, they can end their remaining time manually via the End Turn button. This will initiate Player 2's turn. The game continues until a player has reached the height threshold at the top of the screen. This will trigger a celebration and victory message. Now, to walk through the technical components of the project. Tumble was produced in the Godot game engine, an open-source, cross-platform 2D and 3D game engine. Godot is structured around the node hierarchy, which can be seen in the panel to the left. The viewport and scene construction is in the center of the screen, and the file system is to the bottom left. Tumble is fragmented into a number of different instantiated scenes, such as the shapes, the audio manager, the menu, and the UI. Some of those scenes can be are shown here, and then the scripts are in the center of the screen. Tumble has a number of different major scripts. There's the main script, which is responsible for most of the mechanics. It is about 300 lines of code long, and it handles most of the logic. And then there's also a menu script, which handles most of the menu input, as well as some smaller scripts like the name box, and the shape script, which is also about 100 lines, handles shape movement and input, and a whole bunch of other things. Godot uses a language called GDScript, which is kind of like Python, so it's a little bit simpler, but it's still, fully functional, fully capable, and also very fast. And then, again, the node system makes it really easy to structure your scenes. Some of these scenes get really large, you end up with a lot of nodes, but, it's really easy to keep track of.